Now, what is propositional logic? The propositional logic is nothing but a simple language consisting of propositional symbols and logical connectivity. So we have two things in propositional logic. The first thing is symbol. Different type of symbol will use. So the symbol is nothing but some sort of variables, okay, some sort of symbols. And the second thing that we'll use in the propositional logic is called logical connectivities. So based on that connectivity, this symbol will be connected and will create the language. Will create the language. It can handle propositions that may known true. So if we have something sentences which is true, which is false, or which is completely unknown. So anything can be represented here, can be either true, false, or but not both. So that also we can do and we can represent. So we'll see what is this propositional logic is. Now in the propositional logic, will convert any natural language sentences into propositional logic sentences. Sentences are well-formed formula. So a sentence is defined as each propositional symbol or variable is a sentence. Here, propositional symbol, which is A, B, C, D, any symbol or any variable, are nothing but one sentence. So one sentence will be represented by one variable. Each logical constant, which is true or false, is also a sentence. So each logical constant are also taken as a sentence here. Next is, if A and B are sentences, all the following are also sentences. Like A, if we have, let's say, A1 sentence, it says that let's say Ram is a student. Okay, so A will be represented with Ram is a student. So how we can write it down? We can write it down like this. Let's say if we have a sentence, let's say A, and this A will be represented with some sentence. I'll say Ram is a student. So Ram is a student is nothing but A. This is A. So A will be, means if I'll say A, it means Ram is a student. If I say negation of A, it means Ram is not a student. Let's say we have two sentences, Ram is a student and let's say Shyam is a student. So Shyam is a student will be represented by B, Ram is a student will be represented by A. So we'll write A and this is and, A and B. So Ram and Shyam both are a student. Or we can say Ram or Shyam are a student. So Ram is either a student or Shyam is either a student. Here, Ram is a student implies Shyam is also a student. Implies, this is a implication symbol. Okay, and this is called by implication symbol. So it says that if Ram is a student, Sam is also a student. If Sam is a student, Ram is also a student. So there are some, you can say, some sort of a relationship or some sort of relation symbols. So these are all relation symbol or some sort of operators, you can say. So these are all operators that we'll use in propositional logic, which is called negation. This is and symbol. This is or. This is implication. This is by implication. So if we'll create any of the sentences by putting all these operators or all these, you can say, the relation, then it will also create a sentence, right? So there is one sentence A, another sentence B. So if we'll have this symbol, this is also a sentence. Let's take an example. We have sentences like Delhi is the capital of India, right? So this is nothing but what you can say. it is a constant, means yeah, Delhi is a capital of India. So it is true, you can say. It is a true sentence. Now it is Mumbai is a capital of India. This is also a sentence, but this is a false sentence. So this is a true sentence, but this is a false sentence. Not, but we can represent it with the help of propositional logic. 2 plus 2 equal to 5. This is also a false statement, but we can represent this also in the form of uh, propositional logic. Let's see how this propositional logic works. So how it works, let's see. Now we have a statement, the street is wet, is a propositional, as is street is, it is raining. The statement is the street is wet is a proposition, as is it is raining. What is saying? So there is two sentences, street is wet, and another sentence is it is raining. So these two propositions can be connected to form a new proposition. How? If it is raining, the street is wet, right? So if there is a rain, so definitely the street will be wet. So we'll just what we can do, connect two proposition and we'll make another sentences which is called if it is a raining, the street is wet. So how we can represent these two sentences? Let's say this is sentence A and this is sentence B, and these two are two sentences. So A can be represented with the street is wet and B can be represented as it is raining. So how we can convert in, or we can make a new sentences with the help of propositional logic? This is the way. It is raining implies the street is wet. So uh, how it sound, or how we can say in the form of natural language, if it is raining the street is wet. So this is how we can represent it. So here you can say this is a proposition B implies A. So here what we can say is this A implies A. It means that whenever there is a B occurrence, there is a A occurrence. It means that if there is a raining, definitely the street will be wet. In that way, we can make a sentence. So you can say B is one sentence, A is one sentence. By using this particular operator, or this particular relation between two sentences, this will become another sentence, and this is the sentence that is become. So you can say with the propositional logic we can create the sentences, and this is our work. So if we have a knowledge base, let's say A and B is given in the knowledge base, and we are using the propositional logic, so definitely A and B with the combination of the operator, it will create a C, right? So you can say this is a C that has been created. So this C is nothing but working here. Yeah. So we can see here, if we'll make it again. So this is B, and this one is A, and it is creating actually another sentence which is C. So that C will be given to again the knowledge base. So C will go to the knowledge base again to updating the knowledge base, and in that way we are actually creating the knowledge. So you can see this is the way how we are creating the, or how we are representing the knowledge in the knowledge base. Now there are some symbols and there are some words that we have to remember. So as we know that what we have two things in the propositional logic. The first is the variable or the symbol, and the other one is the relationship between them. So this is nothing but the relationship in the form of some sort of operators. So let's go one by one. We have word not. Not, the symbol is negation symbol, and we can write not a or this negate a. So it is called negation. Now, and if we have an and, it is called a and b. A and b, it is called conjunction. We can write a conjunction b, right? Or we can say a and b. Both are correct. Now, or if we have or a or b, how we can represent a or b? That or is nothing but disjunction. We have another word which is called implies. Implies, a implies b. So how we can represent a implies b? This is how we can represent, and this is called implication. Now the next one is if and only if. This will be represented with the symbol a if and only if b, or b if and only if a. So both side it will go away. That's why it is called biconditional or by implication, right? So this is implication, this is biconditional or by implication. This is how we can represent it if we have these type of things. So you say and will be also represented as and, but since, or implies could be represented as if then. So in the previous example, if we have seen that if rain, if it is raining, then the street is wet. So if then will come here. Okay, are you getting it? If then is for implication, and if we are using and, so definitely and will come, but will come, since will come. So all these natural languages will come with this, and this natural languages will be implies with this. If and only if will be implies with this by conditional. Okay. Now come to the truth table. So in the truth table, you can understand all the operators, how it works. So if A and B both are true, so if I am writing only A is true. Negation of A means if there is a true, so negation of true is nothing but the false. If we are taking two true value, it will give me the true value by using AND operator, or what? Disjunction, conjunction operation. This is the conjunction operation. Then A or B, if true or true, so definitely it will give a true. True implies true, it will give you a true. True by implication true, it will give you a true. Now true and false, then if we are talking about A is true, then it is true. Here negation of A means true can be false. Here A and B or A conjunction B, it will be false and true and false, so definitely it will be false, or false and true, definitely it will be false. For both the cases, we need one true, so that's why the or is giving us true. This thing we'll see later on how it came actually. This particular false, how it came, that we'll see later. So what are the thing here? That true, if true implies any false statement, then overall statement will be false. Now here it is, if false by implicate, false by implicate true, it will be false, or true by implicate false, it will be false, right? So there are some three conditions that we'll have to see, that how it came. Afterwards we'll see. Now other things are visible to all of you, that if there is a false or false means if both the statement is false, the overall it is true. If false is implies false, so it will be true. If false is implies true, definitely it will be true. So yeah, so this is also we can see later on that how it came. So you can say this is the truth table based on the different symbols and its relation. Relation is nothing but its with the help of the operators. So if we put the operators into the symbols, we'll get some different output, and these true and false are nothing but the constant value that will be created with the propositional logic and its operation. Let us go for some sort of symbols in propositional logic. So the first symbol is, it is cold and dark. Okay, so we'll find out this particular sentences, we'll find out two sentences. It is cold and dark. So you can say it is cold and it is dark. There are two things. It is cold and it is dark. There are two things. So A will be represented by it is cold and B will be represented by it is dark. So we got two sentences. This is one sentence, this is another sentence that can be represented with the help of a and symbol, which is called conjunction, I think. Yeah, it is a conjunction. So conjunction will be used here. So A conjunction, B is nothing but the sentence, it is cold and dark. Let's go to another example. I am breathing if and only if I am alive. So we have seen that how we can represent we can represent this if and only if. So definitely if and only if any sentences will cover, so we have to use by implication. So before that we have to find out two sentences. So the first sentence is I am breathing and the second sentence is I am alive, and if and only if will be taken here into the consideration. So I am breathing if only if I am alive, I am alive if only if I am breathing. Getting it? So both are we can say by implication, or we can say that both are dependent statement. If I am alive, definitely I am breathing. If I am breathing, definitely I am alive. Go to another example here. If I study hard, then I get rich. So what are the different interpretation we can do? We can do these interpretation. The first interpretation is, whenever I study hard, I get rich. Or I can say that I study hard implies I get rich. Or I can say that I get rich if I study hard. So all these sentences will be represented by the symbol A implies B. So if I am a study, so definitely I'll be rich. So since I'll study, I'll get rich. So in that way. So if I am a study, then I'll get rich. In that way, I can write it down. If then will be implies with this. If then. So all these sentences are nothing but we can convert in this propositional logic. So this is a propositional logic will for any of these sentences. So it is written if and then, right? So we doesn't have to think much. We just have to convert to A implies B. Next example is cat chases mice or bird. So here we have two things, right? Cat chases mice and cat chases bird. So we have two sentences here. And what is the joint symbol here is disjunction. Disjunction is or operator will use. So A or B. In that way we have to use A or B. It is very simple, I think. Another logic, if it says the logic is not easy, and if it says that A logic is okay, so there is a problem here. A will be represented as logic is easy. Not will not come here. Okay, you just represent A logic is easy. So this can be represented as negation of A, means logic is not easy. Logic is not easy. Logic is easy here, but here it says logic is not easy. That is wrong here. This not will come here. Not will not come here. So A will be logical but some of the inference rule are listed here. You can go through it. The first rule is called modus ponens. The modus ponens, it says that if we have two clauses A and A implies B, so the conclusion will be B. That is a rule, okay? And there is a proof of that rule. So we are not going to read the proof here. We just going to read the rule. Rule is nothing but a type of formula. So in the mathematics, we have seen different formula, right? So if A plus B whole square, so what it will be? Or if A minus B whole square, so what it will be? So it is just like that. So we have some rule. The first rule is modus ponens rule. It says that if we have two clauses, clause means two sentences, A and A implies B. So as I told you, A implies B is also a combination. Is if A is a symbol, sorry, if A is a sentence, so definitely we have one sentence here. This is called one sentence or one clause, and A and B is also a sentence. Okay. So if we have two sentences in this way, where A and A implies B occur, and we'll apply modus ponens rule here. So we'll get B as a conclusion. We'll get B as a conclusion. So that thing you have to remember by yourself. And introduction. So if we have two sentences or two clauses, A and B, so conclusion will be A and B because we are introducing A and. Oh, okay. Or and eliminate. If you want to eliminate and we have one sentence, A and B is a one sentence. If we want to eliminate, so what we'll get? We'll get A. Or we'll get separate B. So if we want to eliminate A, so what is left? If we'll remove A, remove and, this particular and we have to eliminate, right? So if we want to eliminate this and, so what we'll get? We'll get, so we'll get A or we'll get B. So I have written this, A or B. Modus tonus. It says that if we have negation of B and we have this type of sentence, A implies B. So what we'll get in the conclusion? We'll get the conclusion negation of B. That is called modus tonus. It is, you can say, just related to modus ponens. Modus tonus is related to modus ponens. Here we have A implies B, will get B. Here it is negation of B, A implies B, will get negation of A. Now again we have unit resolution. Unit resolution, if we'll have these type of clauses, A or B and B. So what we'll get? We'll get A as a conclusion. Resolution, it says that if we have A or B and negation of B or C, so we'll get A or C as a conclusion. So all these rules we have to remember by ourselves. So all those rules we have to remember by ourselves, and all these rules will be useful for our next work or next example. So we have some example that we have to see, and based on these examples or based on these rules, we'll just see how we can represent the example in the form of propositional logic.